So the elements, we've got our main elements. We've got the earth element, the water element, fire element, space element, which is seen as ether. And it's an element that we don't know so much about really, because it's not talked about very often. But when I talk about the space element, I'm talking about the space between in your body, the space between your organs and your cells. But then on a subtle energetic level, it's the space between thoughts. When we move into meditation, when we find that place of peace. So there are your 5 elements, and so the elements, they enhance our quality of life. They help us to create balance and harmony in the body, the mind, and the soul, and your spirit. They're recognized in many ancient traditions and philosophies, which includes the Vedic tradition, the yoga tradition, which we kind of follow in our yoga, but also in the Ayurveda as well, which is the more the side of it, they call it like the life science, where you bring in different foods and all sorts of things, essential oils and crystals and astrology, and that's the Ayurveda side of things. And I'll bring a bit of Ayurveda into it as well. And then they're also recognized in Chinese medicine as well. But in Chinese medicine, you've got the earth element, the fire element, wood and metal and water. So they're slightly different. So we find the elements in the physical world and in the human body. And in the yoga tradition, it's suggested that 72% of the body is made up of water. So that leaves 12%, which they say is the earth elements. That's your muscles and your bones, your organs. 6% is air, so that's the air in your lungs. And then 4% is fire. And my boyfriend said to me, he's like, what was this fire in your body? He says, you need to explain this to your yogis. So the fire relates to our digestive center. So we get that heat when we eat, how food metabolizes and gives us energy. And then body temperature as well. And then the other part is the space, which is the space between organs, like I mentioned. So your elements are like your building blocks of life, and they've been recognized throughout history. So Plato did lots of research into the elements, and he drew up something called the Platonic solids, which I've not got my little diagram with me. I'll take a photo of my diagram and I'll send it to you. And they all relate to the elements again. So elements in our bodies, they ebb and flow through our mental, physical, and emotional well-being. And balancing the 5 elements opens us up to connect to the cosmic energies around us and the earth energies as well, the telluric energies. And we'll do that through yoga and movement and breath. And we can tune into our highest peace and find mental clarity. And they really help to influence our willpower as well. So during our sessions, we're going to build a foundation and recognize when an element's out of balance. And we'll discover how to restore and maintain the balance. And then we'll finally anchor how to create our harmony by uniting the elements. So if you feel a bit out of sorts, feel a bit discombobulated, it could be that your earth element's out of sync, or your water, or you might feel overly emotional. And there's lots of things we can do to bring them back into balance. So you can do your yoga practice that works with your earth element, physical body. You can also do your pranayama, so your breathing really helps to create calm in your body and your mind and soothe your emotions. But you can also talk about things, so talking and singing, making sounds, eating healthy foods, and connecting with other people. That really helps, has a positive effect on how you feel. So if you're out of balance in your earth element, you could be constipated, or you could feel tired, fatigued, or you could suddenly put on loads of weight. Your water element, you could feel bloated, feel anxious, or be really emotional. Or fire, you could feel frustrated or angry or impatient and have digestive issues. Air element, restlessness, difficulty concentrating, headaches, and the space element, ether, feeling disconnected or lonely, or finding yourself feeling a bit depressed or withdrawn. So bringing things back into balance. I'll just cover it really briefly. So earth element, you can eat your way back into balance by eating healthy food, walking in nature, and taking time to just really slow yourself down. Doing your yoga, water element, drinking water, doing flowing movements like we do in our yoga practice. So really flowing, and that helps you to reconnect with the flow of life. Massage as well, getting the fluids and liquids moving through your body. Writing, and that really helps, again, to help you connect with your emotions. Fire, eating spicy foods can boost your metabolism. Hula hooping, listening to upbeat music. Air, spending time outdoors in the fresh air. I always think going on a big walk up a big steep hill, you feel that spaciousness, you feel that air and the wind, that the movement around you can really help to clear your head. Pranayama work, listening to soulful music, and talking with friends, singing. So all these, we're using that air element when we speak and when we sing and we hear sounds. Space, time in silence, in meditation, connecting with your inner wisdom. And I always find I really enjoy burning incense, like real tree resins and things. And I find that really helps me to connect to that spaciousness again. When you're breathing in those scents and things, it can really change how you feel. And sleep. So taking charge of the elements in your life is one of the most powerful practices you can to develop well-being for yourself. So that's enough talking from me. So I've presented that over to you, and we're going to stand up and begin to move. So I'm going to invite you up to your feet. We're just going to begin to move the body. And we're just going to begin rocking backwards and forwards. Bring everything into harmony and balance today. So we're going to move through a series of yoga poses, and each one of those yoga poses we will be focusing on a different element. And first of all, we're going to activate the body. We're going to activate the physical body. So just from moving backwards and forwards, I'm going to invite you to start circling around the outsides of the feet. And as you move, begin to tune into your core muscles, your inner center. Notice the bones in your feet as you move. And then go the other way as well. I'd like you to imagine that you're moving around an invisible line. You're just orbiting around. And just go back into that gentle rocking backwards and forwards. And this time as you move, as you come forwards, gently engage those core muscles. And bring your breath into the subtle movements as well. And then come back to standing. Lift both shoulders up towards your ears, create some space in the ribs. Take a big deep breath in. And let your shoulders relax down. And as you relax your shoulders down, take a nice sigh outwards. You're going to lift the shoulders again, breathe in. And sigh out. Get your awareness down into your fingers, down into your hands, and a little bit of movement. And then give your hands a shake. Feel your fingers loosening up and your thumb. So as we activate the hands, so each of the digits on your hands, your fingers and your thumb, each one of them connects you to a different element. So bring your awareness into your thumbs, give your thumbs a shake, and your thumbs are actually the fire element. And then giving your index fingers a shake. Your index fingers are the element of air. Your middle fingers are the element of ether or space. And then into your ring finger, that one's earth. And then your little fingers are water. So we're going to do a mudra towards the end of the class, and that really helps to balance the elements again, and also they really help to draw that prana, that life force energy. So moving into your palms and your wrists, your forearms. Give your knees a bend. Feel that earth element beneath your feet. And the earth element in the body relates to your feet, your legs, your knees, anything from the waist down, the organs of elimination as well. So we're going to take the hands up through the midline of the body. And move all the way up to that space element. And then we're going to stop. Breathe in, reach up, take a big deep breath in. Lovely, nice big stretch up through the spine. Let your shoulders relax. Breathe in again, reach up. And as you breathe out, just let your arms descend down, creating a circle in front. Does that feel nice? And then just take your weight over towards your right foot, lift your left foot, give your toes a bit of a stretch out and a bit of a scrunch up. And then circle your ankle around, your foot around. Use your core muscles to stabilize you. And pop the tips of your toes down, stretch along the top of your foot. And give your foot a shake. So these movements we do, activation movements, they move you from your head into your physical body. So we're really focusing in on that earth element to begin with. Feel that lovely shaking go into your calf muscle and your knee and your thigh, your hip. The whole of the leg goes loose and relaxed. Bring your knees together. Squeeze into your glutes, lift your knee up. That's it. Take it to the side. And then just circle that knee around a few times. And then moving up towards the water element, which is around the hips. And then we'll pop that foot down, lean to the other side, core muscles on, give your toes a scrunch and a stretch. And a few circles, and out the ankles. Give your foot a shake out. And then really pull into your calf muscle. Into the quad. And up into your hip. Bear with me a second. And giving the whole of the leg a shake down. Lift the knee up in front, squeeze into your glutes. And then taking that leg to the side and down. And then just some nice flowing movements, easing out the hips. And then place the foot down, whole body gets a shimmy and a shake out. And it's when we move freely and we just listen to our body's intuition, we draw that life force energy, that prana, into our bodies. It's fabulous. Lovely. So everything's nicely loosened up. We're going to come up, but we're going to come to the waist. We're going to do a bit of a twist. Have your feet firmly anchored down towards the ground, like you've got suckers on the soles of your feet. And really, we're just turning the hips, twisting from side to side, and we're going to take this slow journey from the base of the spine up to the shoulders. We've got lengths in the legs and knees, earth element of stability, strength, connectedness, feeling grounded. And then just allowing the hands to tap in at the level of the hips to the water area of the body. And then start to notice your arms just starting to lift a bit higher, giving your hands a tap in around the level of the ribs. Take some big breaths down into the belly as you move. Activating that fire element, movement, motivation. Your hands lift up a little bit higher. So, mid-thoracic part. Lungs are activated. In the chest. And then start to give the opposite shoulder a little tap. As you move your arms, notice the air around you, that cool air. Some deep breaths in and out. Nourishing the lungs and really feeding your body with that fresh oxygen. And take your hands into the space above. You've got that spaciousness. Arms come down. Lift your heels. Start with your arms low again to begin with. And start to lift the sternum, feel length happening in your spine. Start to get your arms lifted up. Hands up through each of those areas. The arms go all the way into the space above. So freeing up space in your mind. As you twist away any worries, that your feet stay firmly grounded on the earth. And then the arms come back down again. And give the knees a little bit of bend. If you can see as I bend, I'm giving the cat a stroke. Just let your body find its way back to standing, back to stillness. Then pop your hands on your hips, circle your hips. Just begin to let the hips flow in a nice figure of eight. Hands be released. And then we're just going to start lifting the shoulders and back. And some energy, some movement into the body. And do flowing movements. And your elbows lift now. And your shoulders lift, elbows lift, and then the hips move with it as well. So it's a whole body movement. Swing the arms through and underneath. Just come back into your elbow. Your feet. Maybe your toes are wriggle. Have your feet about hip distance, thereabouts. And cross the arms over in front of the body and lift both arms up. And just sink down into your knees. You really feel the muscles, the bones in your legs. We're going to move through this vitality breath. And first of all, experience it in the earth element in our physical body, in what we call one of the layers. Our first layer is called the Anamaya Kosha, which is the densest layer of what we exist in, which is our physical body, our food body. So notice your arms, your hands, your legs, and where your feet are planted on the ground. And then moving from that layer of muscles and bones, skeleton, into the second layer, which is called the Pranamaya Kosha. And this relates to the water. So we start to notice the breath. And as we breathe in tiny particles of water. And this movement is cooling, relaxing, and it helps to relax our physical body. All the elements we work with are all related. And when we harmonize one of the elements, we often harmonize the corresponding element, the one closest to it. So just moving with your breath. Notice that flow of awareness travel up through your spine. And I'm going to invite you to just close your eyes and notice any sensation you might feel in your arms and hands. Notice if the body feels warm, cool. And just begin to slow it right down. Noticing your thoughts. And feeling a sense of connectedness as you move to the ground beneath you. space around you. And then just allowing the arms to come down by your sides, closing your eyes for a few minutes. And around. Allowing the body to arrive into Tadasana, into a mountain pose. So just checking your feet at hip distance, and you can do that by closing one eye and bringing the opposite hand into a soft fist, and then align the sides of your feet just around the sides of your fist. And that gives you a nice firm foundation to the ground. Your toes and your feet will wriggle. And feel down towards the four corners of the feet, so the base of the big toe, piece of the little toe, and right down into the heels. And we begin our first pose that connects you into your earth element, your body. So home. And draw those energies up from the ground. From the soil, from the stone. Those qualities of stability. And that earth energy runs up through your ankles, your knees. And we're going to park the pelvis to a neutral place. Now, and gently lift muscles at the base of the body, the pelvic floor muscle. Hips and pelvis to neutral. Breathe in, allow the sternum to lift a little. And take a few breaths in and out. And your shoulders lift up towards your ears, take your shoulders back and down. And as we relax down by your sides. The spaciousness in the chest. Just allowing that breath to be received and released. The crown of the head rises until into Tadasana, the mountain pose. Anchors you into those qualities of the earth. Strong, stability, grounded, strong. It's that perfect posture. It's starting to sway now. Moving from left foot to right foot. And start to lift the soles of the feet off the mat, so you make a little balance and transfer your weight. And then bring both feet back down towards the ground. Really tighten the muscles in your legs. Squeeze into your glutes. Squeeze into the calf muscles and breathe in. And breathe out, relaxing. Lean your weight over towards your left foot. Lift your right foot. Place your heel against your ankle. Now, you can either have your knee forwards or out to the side. Placing your ankle against your heel. It's lengthening the spine, lifting the sternum. And bringing your hands together just in front of your heart. Your shoulders relax. We're going to draw the hands apart, press the fingertips down towards the ground, towards the earth, and then turn the fingers towards the heart. Do a little rotation through the wrist. Bring your hands down by your sides. And then lift both of the arms up above the body, lifting the ribs. Really feel the muscles, the bones, the strength in your arms and hands. Place your palms together. Take a few breaths in and out. Feel the strength in your glutes and that leg supporting your ball of the foot anchored to the ground. You're going to press the palms together and guide the hands down so they just settle in front of the heart. And then turn the hands forward so there's a real definite movement in the wrist. So the fingers point forward and then let the arms reach out from the heart. But feel this in your physical body. Feel it in your back, your shoulders. And then we're going to peel the hands apart and open the arms up wide. Just so you can still see your hands from the corners of your eyes. And then we create gentle balance by lifting the right foot, turn your palms down towards the ground, and then bring the three limbs down at the same time, placing your foot back onto the earth. We transfer your weight now towards your right foot. Lift your left heel, place it against your ankle, check the ball of the foot down, and we're going to bring the breath into it. We're going to take it slightly deeper. Moving in through those koshas, those levels of awareness. Supply energy, breathe out, guide your hands down to your heart. So you're feeling the element of earth underneath your feet. Breathe in, turn your hands forwards, reach the arms forwards. Swing forward from the heart. Breathe in as you part the hands. Spaciousness in the upper part of the body. Lift your foot, bring the arms and the foot down, placing that foot down. Now, if you want to keep your foot down, you can. If you want to lift your right foot, placing it against your calf, you can. Pop your core muscles on your glutes. Steady, hips and pelvis remain level. Lifting both arms up as you breathe in, synchronizing breath and movement. Breathe out as you guide your hands down to your heart. Breathe in, turn the hands forwards. The arms reach forward from the heart. Breathe in, part the hands. Expansion. Breathe out, bringing your foot down and your hands, placing your foot back down. Take your weight onto your right foot. Left foot lifts, arms lift at the same time. Hips and pelvis remain level. Lifting the arms up. Breathe out, guiding your hands down. As the hands turn forwards. Breathe out. And breathe in, fill the lungs. Feel that sense of stability through that support in there. Hands come down. I'm going to repeat it one more time on each side. Lifting up. If you're comfortable with it, you can move in your own time. Just check you've got that stability. Feeling it in your physical body. Into the earth, supporting you from beneath. Space around you. And moving through that space in which your body exists. And taking the weight onto the right foot, lifting the left foot. Making sure the hips and pelvis. And hands at the base of the spine. And you both feet down, steadily onto the earth, and really feeling grounded and anchored through your feet and legs. Taking both arms up above the body, let your palms come together. Really reach up, lift it up. Or then let your body just move from side to side. And we start to bring in the element of water. I'd like you to separate your hands and just begin to move as if your body is seaweed. Your feet are anchored on the ocean floor. and your body moves in the water current, bringing in that quality of flow. Just listening to where your body needs to go to loosen up, to move, to relax and to release any tension. You can start to, hands come down. And the water element relates to your emotions. Qualities like creativity, softness, art, intuition. And we're going to move all the way down. And imagine that you're bringing your hands down into some warm, refreshing water. And as we do this, that awareness moves down towards the base of the, around the sacrum. And we're just going to let the body arrive into stillness in this forward bend. Just let your head, neck and shoulders relax down here. Allowing the fluids, the liquids, the blood, the plasma, the lymph to settle. And we settle into Padhastasana, which is the peace pose. You can place your hands onto your feet if you wish, or your knees or your ankles, or onto the floor. And bring your awareness towards your breath. You're going to bend your knees deeply, so your abdomen rests onto your thighs now. And we're going to slowly begin to stand up, pressing down into your feet and legs, and feel beautiful flow up through your spine. So you're standing upright, vertebra by vertebra. Take your hands up above the body, reach up. And we're just going to flow back down, forwards, back down into the forward bend, but everything stays soft. And just focusing on the sacrum. And I'm going to invite you to place your hands down onto the mat and just come down onto your hands and knees. Just begin to move down here. Again, just listening to your body's wisdom where you need to go. You can move backwards and forwards. You can move your hips in circles. Just do what feels good. So we've been joined this evening by my cat. And I don't think that's any coincidence really, because yoga, the tradition of yoga, is said, was inspired by the animals. Animals knew how to move, they knew how to heal themselves. And we're going to work with a pose called mudra, which is the cat pose. So after you just enjoyed a bit of free-flowing movement, I'm just going to invite you to bring your body to a bit of stillness. Have your hands just underneath your shoulders and your knees about hip distance apart. And first of all, just let everything go. Let your tummy just hang loose. And breathe out. And then gently squeeze into your glutes. Lift your pelvic floor muscle. Draw your tummy button up towards the spine. Drawing your navel in and up. And then let your back arch. Let your chin come down towards your chest. Your back's arched up like a cat. And then we're going to move from the base of the spine, vertebra by vertebra, creating that beautiful C shape through the spine. Head comes up last of all, and we're actually just lengthening the spine. We're always going to move from the base, arching your back, bring your chin towards your chest. I'm just going to move in that way, just for a few times. And this pose is perfect for drawing energy and stability from that earth element through into that water element. We've got our hands, knees, and feet on the ground. So we've created stability, but then we've got flow moving through the spine. And this is one of the most effective poses we can do to really help get things moving if you feel a bit stuck in your physical body or emotionally, you can work with mudra and cat pose. Just inviting you to flow with that for a few beautiful waves moving along each vertebra. We'll come back to stillness now. And I'm going to invite you to just roll yourself backwards. You can cross your feet and then just bring yourself down onto your back. And just come down slow on your back. Let your knees bend in towards your chest. And just take a few breaths. Breathing right down into the pelvic bowl. Breathing down into your hips. Really filling up the body. And then we're going to work with the hips a little bit. And to do that, you can place your hands onto your knees and just rock from one hip to the other. So you're rocking across the top of the sacrum. All of that area relates to your water element. You can start circling the knees around, start off with a small circle and then let your circles become bigger. Always listening to your body, never forcing it in any way. Listening to your inner wisdom. And this really helps to balance that with water element. And go both ways. And then just let one leg come down onto the mat. If you lower your left leg down first, hold your right knee and just circle your right knee around a few times. And you can visualize that there's a soft light, a glow in your hip. And it's just easing away any tension as you just gently move that knee around. Swap your knees over, swap your legs over, slide the other one away, and then work with the other one in the same way. These lovely flowing movements. Beautiful. You can bring them both in now, press them both down towards your chest. And as you breathe out, you can then apply a little bit more pressure. Lovely. And then we've got one more movement for the water element. So place the soles of your feet together, reach forward with your arms, reach forward for either your feet, your ankles, wherever you can take hold, and then just press those feet down towards your body so you've got a stretch through the groin. So we're in that lovely reclined butterfly pose, and it's a lot more comfortable to do laying on your back than it is sat up. So you've got hold of your feet or your ankles. So soles of your feet together, reach forward with your hands and either reach for your ankles or your feet and then press them down towards you. So, and again, if it feels good, you can just have a little rock from side to side because the knees will stop you from rolling over. You've got that boundary of your body. And that gets an extra massage into your hips. And then place both of the soles of the feet down onto the mat. And place your hands onto your lower abdomen, just below the navel. And just take a few nice, long, steady breaths. And as you breathe in and out, notice how the fingertips move further apart on each breath. Middle finger, that quality of spaciousness, the breath. When you bring your awareness to your breath, you bring spaciousness. And lift the hands up a little bit now towards the belly, towards the digestive system. And just take a few breaths in here. Igniting that inner fire, boosting that metabolism. And then releasing your hands from your belly, roll your body onto one side, just for a moment or two. And I'm going to invite you to roll all the way over onto your tummies. Just take a few deep breaths here. So we're actually going to do two poses. We're going to work with, we're moving into the fire element now, but it's really important to move very steadily with things. So we'll do one more pose, which works with the water element, and then we'll move into the fire element. So first pose we'll work with is Ardha Bhujanasana, the Sphinx pose. So to find that pose, first of all, give the bottom part of your body a nice wriggle and make sure your glutes are super relaxed so there's no tension in your glutes. Place your hands down on the mat with your thumbs just pointing towards your eyes and have your forehead down. And then we're going to take a few breaths deep down into the belly, right down towards the navel. And then we're going to begin to lift up. So first of all, breathe out. Engage your pelvic floor muscle a tiny bit. Press the pelvis down towards the mat and just begin to lift up one vertebra at a time, lifting the sternum from the mat. Press down into your palms, bring your elbows in underneath your shoulders, forearms down, and then separate your fingers. Draw your shoulder blades down and lift your sternum, so you're lifting your heart forward. And you can take a few breaths, really breathing down towards the navel. So we're breathing down towards the reproductive organs. And we're also nourishing the sacrum, that sacred part of the body. And then let your chin just drop down towards your chest, let your head relax. Breathing in, lifting up your head, turn your head left side and right side. It's moving really smoothly, flowing. And then bring your head back towards the center. Take your elbows out to the side, let your chest come down. And there's always, everything we always do is always by invitation. So if you want to repeat that same pose, you can. But we're going to move now in towards the fire element. So again, we realize how these elements and how moving with different yoga poses can move awareness into different parts of the body. So to come into Bhujanasana, the cobra, you just bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And we're going to, first of all, breathe out. Pressing pelvis down towards the mat, feeling a flow of awareness along the spine. This time, we're going to lift the chest from the mat, press down into the palms, and we're going to lift up, still keeping the lower abdomen on the mat. We're taking a few breaths in and out here. Glutes remain relaxed. And we're building heat in the body. Okay, body lifts up into the cobra pose. And then let your body come back down again. And then bringing your hands back, one more hand length. Press down into your palms, and we're going to take a resting pose. Nice cooling resting pose into child pose, just for a moment or two. And in your child pose, breathe right down into the belly. Down into that fire element, creating heat in the body. Bring your hands back by your ankles, forehead, tips in, tips in. And in your child pose, we have a taste of the air element. So poses again, yoga, everything's interrelated. We need the element of air to create fire in the body. So just taking a few moments, pause, a few moments, breath. And I'm going to invite you to rise back up. And this time, just come to sit with your legs stretched out in front. We've got the second pose of our Agni, our fire element. And just place your hands onto your abdomen. Just for a few moments, connecting with that space. And I'm going to invite you to just recline back a little way. So we're going to come into Navasana boat pose. Releasing your hands from your belly, lifting your arms up, climb back a little way, lift up your shins. You're going to bend your knees, lift up your shins so your shins are parallel to your arms. That's it. I'm going to hold it for a few moments. Breath. And just bring your feet back down, bring your hands back down. And then we've got the opportunity to go into that stage 2. Again, it's optional, bringing your arms up again, reclining back, lift up your shins, few breaths, and then lifting one leg up, and then the other leg up. Fantastic. And then bringing the legs back down. Bring the soles of your feet down onto the mat, come down onto your backs. You can bring your knees back in towards your chest. Power rock from side to side, nourish those digestive organs, those the body. Beautiful. Bring the soles of your feet down onto the mat now. Take a deep breath in. Let your body relax as you breathe out. Breathe out through your mouth. Check your body feels really comfortable. So we're going to move into the element of air. I'm going to work with a pose that is called Setu Bandhasan, the bridge pose. But we're going to move this pose with the breath and experience different parts of the body as we move through the body all the way, finally up to the throat center and the Vishuddhi center at the throat. So first of all, just check that your body's laying super flat towards the mat. So if you've got a gap underneath that curve of your back, just lift your hips up and bring your hips towards your heels. And got your knees nicely bent, body's in a straight line. Check that you've got your neck's not restricted in any way, and your hands, your arms are just resting by your sides. And take a few deep breaths, and again breathe right down towards the top of the pubic bone. And then as you breathe out, just begin to squeeze into your glutes, lift pelvic floor and press down towards that curve of your back. And then as you breathe out, just let the body relax, and the hips just roll a little bit. You'll roll down towards the coccyx, and we're going to continue that movement. Each time you breathe in, you're going to squeeze into the glutes, press that curve of the back down, and then breathe out, roll down towards the coccyx. And we're going to take that journey along the length of the spine. Each time you breathe in, squeezing into the glutes, pressing down into your back, and just moving vertebra by vertebra. Hips and pelvis will start to lift from the mat. Lift up as we breathe in, and as you breathe out, the body comes down. Just enjoying that journey through your body, nourishing each of those vertebra. Witnessing the breath in the lungs, spaciousness in the ribs. It might take 7 or 8 breaths, even more, to travel the whole length of your spine. And eventually you're going to get all the way towards your shoulders. And once you arrive there, I'm going to invite you to breathe in and out a couple of times. Just hold in that shape. Hear the sounds of your breath. And then slowly, slowly, bring the body back down one vertebra at a time. And just moving into that place of stillness, sanctuary. And slide your legs away. And just noticing your breath, how everything's slowed down. Giving your body a chance to pause. And we move into the element of space, the element of ether. Now, if you want to just pull a blanket over you or something that adds a bit of extra comfort, you can. The element of space is that pause we take. Pause to reflect. Pause to be still. In the physical body, we're related to the space between the organs and cells. There's a microscopic, tiny spaces. And in the body, we find that stillness. Silence finds us. And in our elemental yoga today, we're going to experience that element of space. We're bringing the body into deep relaxation, shavasana. So today we've moved, connected with the earth, our earth, the body. We've moved and flowed with the water element. We've created heat. And the fire element, we breathed in the air. And witnessed the sound of our breath. And the element of air, the vayu. And we just enjoy and find that stillness. So just begin by just gently tightening all the muscles in your body. It's tiny, tiny adjustments, just breathing into the body. And as you breathe out, soften, relax, and feel the support of the structure of the ground, the earth beneath you. And really allow the body to spread and feel supported. You can give the toes a bit of a stretch. So breathe in and draw the toes in towards you. And then breathe out and point the toes away and just let the toes roll out to the sides. Press the backs of the knees down into the mat now and feel the muscles in the quads tighten. And soften, relax and let go. Squeeze into the glutes. Draw the navel back in towards the spine. And then lift, as if lifting up towards the crown of the head. Breathing in and breathe out and soften. Press the sacrum into the mat. Moving up now through the trunk of the body. Bring your shoulder blades together. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Breathe in. And breathe out. Soften your shoulders down onto the ground. Taking some nice, big, nourishing, deep breaths in now. First of all, taking that breath all the way down to that deepest point. And now, feeling the belly expand. Your fingers are wriggle, stretch out your fingers, your hands. Tighten the muscles in the arms. Breathe into them. And breathe out. Tighten the muscles in the face, scrunch up your forehead, wiggle your jaw. And then just let the face soften. We're inviting the body to slow down. Slow everything down and connect with the earth. Witness to your breath now. Just in the cool breath being drawn in through your nostrils. And as you breathe out, invite a softness into the body. And then relax the subtle body now. Use the breath. Because you're breathing down into your feet, and as you breathe into your feet expand. You soften the bones in your feet. Ball of the foot, the arch and the heel. Breathe in that quality of softness. As though the feet, the ankles are being nurtured. Any tiredness, any stiffness just is released as you breathe out. Breathing in now into your calf muscles and your shins, the cells, tissues, into the knee. Breathing that softness, relaxation into the strong muscles in your legs and into the bones, in your thighs, into your hips and pelvis. As well as everything expands as you breathe in and softens and relaxes as you breathe on. It relaxes down onto the mat, breathing into the belly, into that space around your hips, into the organs, the water, all the organs, the reproductive organs. Healing, relaxation. Breathing in now into the digestive organs. Softness and relaxation into the back of the body now and along the whole length of your spine, into your shoulders, your chest, and down into your arms, your hands, your fingers, palms of the hands. And the quality of relaxation comes into the neck now. And the tiny bones in your neck soften and relax. And rises up into the back of the head and into your face, softening your eyebrows, your cheeks, your jaw. And any smiles you've been holding on to just dissolve. Really let your face relax. Forehead relaxes. Tongue relaxes. And then let your awareness come back to the breath, the space just between you, just beneath your nostrils. And notice how cool that breath is that's been drawn in. Gift of breath received. Taking it deep down into the lungs and breathe it down into the belly. Feel the body expand. And as you breathe out this time, I'm going to invite you to spend a few moments of rest here, resting in this place of stillness, sanctuary of peace, allowing each one of those elements in your body and around you to find a harmony and balance, uniting the elements. Begin to reawaken the body now. And start that reawakening by becoming aware of the ground beneath you. And gently press down to the ground as if pressing down to the earth. Feel that sense of connection. Breathe out, begin to wriggle your fingers and your toes, bring in some subtle movement. And just start moving in a very, very subtle way. Allowing your body that space and time to adjust. Have a little smile to yourself. Just how that smile makes you feel. I'm going to start having a stretch and deepening the breath. Drawing that breath deep down into the belly. Notice the rise and fall of the abdomen. And we're going to use quality of light, fresh energy and vitality, and invite it to flow down. Light of the sun. Visualize a beautiful bright sunshine above the body. And feel its warmth and heat, and draw that light down in through the crown of your head and breathe it down through your body, down length of your spine, down into your hips, into your legs and into your knees, into your shins, your ankles, your feet, and all the way into your toes, giving your toes more of a wriggle, wriggling hands. Light moves into your arms and hands, and the whole of your body begins to feel energized and revitalized. Everything in harmony and balance, feeling different, noticing how different you feel. And just taking a few moments to readjust. Notice the light on the, and in the, with your eyes closed, that lovely brightness. With a smile, and just start to move and start turning yourself either onto one side or bring your knees in towards your chest. Do what feels good. Listen to your body. Inviting you just to turn. And then slowly, slowly, slowly make your way back up to a seated position. And you can sit with your legs crossed or your legs out, do whatever feels good. And just taking time to notice. And we're going to bring the tips of the fingers together. So bring the two little fingers together, water element, ring finger earth element, middle finger air element, index, ether, space, and thumb fire. Just bring the tips of your fingers together, close your eyes for a few moments. And notice how much more space you have in your lungs. Light in your elements. Wonderful mudra that creates balance and harmony in the body, the mind, the soul. It helps you to develop focus and intuition. Press the fingertips together, bring the palms together, and let your hands just end up in that Anjali mudra in front of your heart. You've still got your eyes closed. Bring your hands together, rub your hands together. And then we're going to place the palms of the hands over the eyes. And this really helps your nervous system. Helps to reset the nervous system, and it nourishes your eyes. Just open your eyes up into the palms, first of all, into that darkness, and then separate your fingers. Allow your eyes to adjust slowly, and then begin giving your forehead a little tap, and your eyebrows, and just again being very gentle, but giving yourself a tap back into your physical body. Your head and your jaw. Give yourself a dust off. Arms together. Hands come to your heart. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So that brings us to the end of our first session of our Elemental Yoga 7-week course. So what are the elements and how they affect us? So I hope that you enjoyed it, and please let me know what you think. I'm always happy to receive feedback. And I wish you a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you again next week.